to me, this is a project, yes, about advertising, and it's about internet, but it's actually really about the language and how the social performance that we act. At this point, it became such common language. It's not only the influencers enacting these postures or using these words or some particular visual details, but also particular semiotic details, but actually became a common language of everyone. And today we have these mediums that, these social media that affect our identities and our languages as well. I really want to focus on the photographic quality of these images, so I didn't look at YouTube or other social media. I wanted to look at specifically on Instagram and the pictures and the photographic image, and then I decoded it in the visual devices that are supposed to allure your attention. And decoding the visual devices means basically trying to highlight all the details in the picture that are actually attracting your attention, but also is the enactment that was happening during the making of the picture. So this influencer, they stage whatever they are doing or whatever they want to pretend to be. They went to the streets and they pasted these posters on the public walls in the public space, and this to me is showing how, after all, when they return to the original environment, I mean not the traditional environment of advertising, such as public billboards, then those images became banal. On your phone, you're looking at that in a private moment, and these people looks like your friend. That's deceptive itself, the fact that you consume this advertisement in that way. But when they're on the wall, when they're just regular billboard, you pay much less attention to that advertising because we are saturated already of that kind of advertising. Ethics is not an opinion. Some people get confused about this stuff. Sometimes you say, oh, it's my own ethics. Yes, everyone can have their own ethics, but actually ethics in other fields, like in medicine or like also environmental issues, those are not opinions. Those are decisions. They are ethical questions that need to be resolved. And if you answer wrong to some of those ethical questions, some people might die. So that's why it becomes a specific science, and that's why in internet also ethics of technology is not just an opinion or an academic exercise, but actually it needs to become a serious matter and needs to become a law and become a regulation, and that's like a political process. And that to me goes along in a way with fake news and in general with content moderation. That's a very complex issue, and they also done other projects about content moderation online. And so in this case, there are hate speech can be very dangerous as well on the internet. In this case, influencers promote products that can be also very dangerous. I think, yes, the legal frameworks should be in place, and they help a lot. But this is also tied to the technological complexity that we will face in the future, and also if you have some sort of regulations that are very helpful, again, there are always some way to get away with those regulations. And also it's just very subtle. It's very subtle mode of advertising. This mode of advertising is very hard to detect. becoming invisible, it's harder to detect for everyone, and even if there are legislation in place, if you don't say it, you cannot enforce the legislation on that advertising. The next generation will be more used to this kind of advertising, and so if you really look at the history of advertising, when they were placing product placement in movies, at the beginning people didn't notice that that was advertising, and then it became regulated. And now when we watch a movie and we see a brand in the movie, we immediately know that it's like a product placement. And the same thing is probably going to be on the internet when you know, this form of advertising become more common understanding. It's easier to spot. People can report it if they don't like it, and they can skip it if they don't like it.